Good evening and welcome. Let's take a look at our top story this hour. Amid the dire trends of soaring case counts and deaths, South Korea has emerged as a sign of hope and a model to emulate. The country of 50 million appears to have greatly slowed its epidemic. Now, South Korea has reported 93 new cases today, taking the total count to 8,413. But the country has come down from 909 at its peak on the 29th of February to 93 today. And it has done so without locking down cities. Even after driving case numbers down, the country is braced for a resurgence. Behind the small success lies the most expansive and well-organized testing program in the world. South Korea's health facilities are combined with extensive efforts to isolate infected people and their contacts. The country has tested more than 2.7 million people, which amounts to over 5,000 tests per million inhabitants, which is more than any other country except tiny Bahrain. The United States has so far carried out 74 tests per 1 million inhabitants. Now, whether the success will hold is unclear, but new case numbers are largely declining. The downward trend in overall infections has raised hopes that Asia's largest epidemic outside China may be abating. But authorities have expressed concerns about small clusters of infections reported over the past few weeks. Now, WION correspondent Bruce Harrison has sent us this report from Seoul. Listen in.
Badavi, obviously the world has been watching South Korea, and health experts around the globe have suggested that it was done properly. The mass testing across the country to, chip away at the curve of daily infections. But yeah, I think it's too soon to say that we're out of the woods here entirely. These cluster infections, as they're called, are appearing around Seoul, the greater Seoul metro area, part of Gyeonggi province. One notable one was more than 50 confirmed cases at a church just 20 kilometers south of the capital here. And there was a couple others with several dozen confirmed cases as well. And then most alarming, last week here in the capital, more than 100 people tested positive at a call center not far from where I am right now in the city proper of Seoul. Based on Korea's response initially, I think there's a lot of hope among medical experts here as well as globally that Korea will be able to put out these fires quickly and prevent spread and further cluster. It's hard to say. This is a city of 25 million people, and if you eliminate the testing that was done on the Shincheonji church, a church group that caused a lot of the positive tests, you're seeing actually a slight rise in confirmed cases that mirrors some other countries, including those in Europe, but right here in South Korea. It's a pretty grim situation here. A lot of business owners are saying this is worse than what they experienced during the Asian financial crisis years ago. A lot of shops have temporarily closed their doors because it's just not affordable to keep them open in the short term. And Seoul City government, the Seoul Metropolitan government, has announced funding packages for small business owners and a number of other low-income individuals just to try and help prop them up temporarily. The federal government has announced a lot of funding as well, but people are here, I wouldn't say panicked, that if spending doesn't resume soon, whether it's a barbecue shop or a small retailer, they may have to close their doors permanently. And we're seeing a lot of staff getting fired as well, unfortunately. A lot of people are having to let go of employees amid this downturn in the economy.